So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'd like you to reflect on your experiences in both Math 75 and 140 and the PAL course. Okay. So first, I'd like you to please state your name.
My name is Christian Ramirez, and I am a student here at COC first year.
Okay, first year. What were your experiences in math classes prior to taking the PAL class?
Prior to taking the math class, I struggled in math because a lot of my teachers weren't very passionate about the subject itself. In the LA Unified School District, we had the Common Core program, and basically they just bogged us down with so much assignments and homework without really explaining to us the core essentiality of why we're learning these things. And so it was hard to find passion in the work that we were doing. And so you would see kids not doing their homework, kids putting it off, kids failing tests because they just didn't find motivation to do them. And at the same time, understanding it was even more difficult because there was a pass rate of at least 20% in most classes that I took. And so that caused a lot of great distress for me. But I tried to persevere, and I managed to pass with C's, and that's not good enough for me in my books.
How was this class different from other math classes you've taken?
The format of the class is different in a way that it's two classes in one, and I thought that was quite surprising, especially in a college setting. I didn't expect there to be something like this. And the biggest difference I would have to say is the passion of my professor compared to all other teachers I've had in the past. Monica was a great teacher, even though it was a very rigorous course. 075 and 140, it's very overwhelming, the subject itself, because it's two things. At the same time, you're learning so much information in such little time. However, she made it possible to learn it in such a great time, and she made herself available to all the students. Even if we weren't getting it, she opened herself up for office hours, and during class she would go over certain things over and over again to make sure that we knew what we were doing and to make sure that we would pass the tests.
How did this class impact or affect you? How have you changed or improved after taking this class?
The biggest change for me is that I found a newfound appreciation for math. I dreaded math back then, but now I actually really enjoy it. I found the reason why statistics is so important in our daily lives now, and at the same time it's changed me as a person because Monica she starts off the classes with TED Talks, some things that motivate us and to be better than what we think we are. And so, from this math class, actually, I used to believe in the fixed mindset. I used to think, okay, this is your intelligence, that's it for the rest of your life, right? But after being enlightened by the growth mindset, Monica told us all about her stories, her past endeavors, and all those things. And it just became inspirational for me. And so I thought if she could do something like that, then anyone else can do it. So she's inspirational.
How has your view of statistics changed since the beginning of this class?
I used to think, back in high school, middle school, elementary, we used to just think of statistics as simply probability, like, okay, you have a bag of green marbles and then that's it. Like, for a major half of my life, part of my life, I used to believe that statistics was just very simple, mean, median, mode. It was just that, and then that's it. No other importance, it's just that. But then this math class really taught me the importance of statistics, how understanding data can actually affect the world around you, and how the more informed you are can actually affect how you impact your society in a way. And so I believe that statistics is actually a very important part of society, and if we want to progress intellectually as a whole species, I think statistics is one of those things that can actually benefit us in the future.
What aspects of these classes did you like the most?
What I really liked the most was they really promoted the idea of working together with your peers. Usually in a community college setting, it's really hard to make friends. They don't really encourage intermingling because it's not something that we do all the time. It's something, community college, you come and go, but here it's like a family. Like right now, they're back there doing salsa dancing because the class has grown so close together and we're all comfortable with each other that no one is shy to present, no one ever feels like, no one feels intimidated, and I think it's such a great thing, and that's one of my favorite aspects.
What aspects of these classes were most difficult?
Were most difficult? I think it wasn't difficult per se, it was challenging, and that's what I really liked about it. Yeah, challenging. A challenge is supposed to be difficult, but in a good way, and in fact, something difficult actually turned out positive for me in the end, so I think that's what I really liked about this class.
Can you name some specific things that were challenging?
Were challenging? I think the initial learning curve of learning the non-alternative hypothesis, that was quite hard, and learning which symbols to use and memorizing the formulas. However, Monica taught us that lesson many times in order for us to get it, and she made herself available, like once again, I said it earlier, that she made herself available to people, she made herself as an open resource in order for us to gain more knowledge, and a lot of people use that. I used it as well, and in the end, I managed to pass the class with what I believe to be an A, and so it all paid off in the end. So,
what advice do you have for instructors teaching these courses?
For instructors, my biggest advice would be to have more passion in what you teach, because when you're passionate about something, it will go towards your students. It's contagious. Passion, happiness, all those things, positive emotions, they're very, very contagious. And if your students sense them in you, then it'll reflect back on their grades, back on their evaluations, everything. And so if you want to be a good instructor, you just need to have passion in what you're doing.
What advice do you have for students who enroll in the PAL classes?
You have to really take time and effort. Your teachers will be there for you, and you don't be afraid to make friends in the class, because you need all the resources you can get in order to succeed. And basically this class is actually, it improves your work ethics, and if you have a passionate instructor like Monica, then it'll just be a great experience for you.
And are there any other final comments that you'd like to add that I didn't address in my question?
I think I've pretty much covered everything about the class, and all I have to say, it was a pleasure. It was just one semester, yet it felt like a lifetime's worth of great experiences already.
Thank you so much.
No problem.